on Park Pro is bringing you the round 1 back 9 coverage of FPO at the Canadian Nationals, hosted by Best Western Plus and Quality Inn and Suites, presented by Innova, brought to you by the patrons of Park Pro, as well as PDGA Canada. Lots of sponsors in this event. This is a pretty big added cash event. So not only is it Nationals, but we're bringing in a lot of people for that cash.
Yeah, and it is hosted up in Clearwater BC, and round 1 is taking place on Lacarya golf course. And they've done a great job of putting lots of trees in our ways. And yeah, we're getting right into it on this back 9.
Let's see where we're sitting after the front 9.
So I'm sitting at 1 up, Lauren at 1 down. Colleen, one of the hot rounds, 4 down so far, and you are at 2 up. So, you know,
a little bit of everything.
Reach. Yeah.
Yeah, all within reach. Lots of golf to play. On a couple of really good courses too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the back 9 here. I think there's a couple of fun par 3s, a couple of
long
par 4s, and there's a 5 in there too.
Oh hey, yeah, we got lots coming. They did a really good job with this course. I went into this being like, oh, I'm not a golf course person, and walked away being like, no, I really enjoyed this course. So starting off, hole 10, a par 4, 551 feet. Coming out of the gap here, this one is a little bit of a ways away because not only do you want to hit a gap, we got some greens to contend with, perhaps for the first time on this course.
Yeah.
So coming out straight, and then depending, again, if you're a left or right approach kind of person, you may or may not have a green to contend with. But as with many holes on this course, that first gap is the biggest challenge.
Yeah, I was going to say this hole is kind of like a ball golf hole except for that first gap. It's quite a tight one, especially if you're trying to bite off some distance. You really have to line that up. And Colleen just hitting a bit early and getting stuck in that grass.
Yeah, it looked great out of the hand. I think just maybe turned over a bit too much.
I'm going with the flick just because I'm hitting my gaps with the sidearm and I get off enough to have a big backhand into the green.
Yeah, no, that's like you said, hitting the gap first is first and foremost. Distance comes second. Oh.
You hit the gap, but you tickled a branch.
A little tickle. That was a heavy branch. Took off a lot of distance on that one. That's okay. Well, I don't know about a lot of distance, but enough.
And yeah, Lauren getting caught up in that first gap, which makes this hole a lot more tricky because you don't have a big shot off the tee. Going with a roller.
Ooh.
And let's see if that ends up in a good spot. And she creeps over to the next fairway, which is actually where the basket is at the end.
I literally am
Yeah, so if you got super left, you kind of had an open look, straight look for the basket. I'm coming in from the right-hand side. Still needing to push it quite a bit, getting a little too much turn, taking me away from the basket. But
well, you bit off some distance.
Yep.
I'm going with another sidearm here.
Ooh.
And I'm really hoping for, that's a good stability, sharp edge disc, getting that Scoggin skip. But this green is pretty tricky though too. The basket's kind of elevated on that platform, and there is quite a slope. It's hard to see with the camera angle.
You played that shot really well though.
Thank you.
Ooh, and you can
Lauren
see how open this was for Lauren.
Yeah. And she's well clear of the green and parks it.
Sneaky roll. I'd still consider that pretty parked.
For that green, it's pretty, hard to get it to sit right by the basket on that elevated platform.
Oh.
Colleen gets caught up in the trees, but I think she'll have a long look at it.
I really like the shape of that shot, though. That looked like it was heading towards being parked.
Mm-hmm. You a little timid of the green.
Yeah. A little chicken. A little short.
Oh yeah, she's getting after it. All right.
From this angle, I was like, where
for a
that's
moment,
going?
yeah.
There it is.
First good putt of the day. It felt good to get my first birdie of the tournament.
Is it your first birdie?
It is.
Aww.
You know, new 9, new me.
That's right. You're on the board. You're on the board.
Aw, and you're giving me that pat.
Heck yeah.
Oh, what?
Just short. Needing to give this semi-elevated basket a little more juice.
It does not look very elevated from here. But
There
I
it
remember
is.
being, like, intimidated on that green.
Yep. Couple pars from Lauren and Colleen. Lauren doing great for her par.
Yeah. That third shot was incredible.
Really good. Little bogey miss, but that's okay.
I think that was just your upshot. Mainly
Yeah,
got
it was
you.
a little-
Left you with a tester.
Very timid, very timid. And we're heading back to the chase card. Jordan, a hole 13.
Standstill dime? Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to the Hop and Hog too. Just seeing their logo in the top left corner. They were the spot to go hang out in Clearwater. Oh, so smooth.
Taylor showing off some touch there.
Uh-huh. I wonder if that's a layup for Bird. I don't know.
Yeah.
A little left for Kristen. Good height though.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
A little spit out for Jordan. That's too bad.
Two-dimensional angle looked
I know.
great.
I always feel bad when I like say nice putt and then like from the side and then it falls out. I'm like, wait, I thought it was in.
Good flight, good flight.
Yeah.
Hey, that was for birdie.
There we
That
go.
was a stress-free
Little,
birdie.
Yeah.
Jordan for par.
All right. Taylor goes to 5 down.
Holy smokes. Hole 11.
Par 3, 318 feet. Little gap to hit. I think you can go wide left and have a big anhyzer, but there's also the tighter gap. And then the basket is tucked in these trees. So honestly, pumping one out farther left is nice rather than being cut off early right because there's just a lot more forest to navigate. So I was thinking about landing one right kind of where the camera is now. And I think, yeah, I'm going with a flexi gap hit with a sidearm.
Hey, if it's on, it's on.
Yep. Trying to line that up now. Throw my G-Star Destroyer.
Ooh,
I
the
don't throw those
flippier?
anymore. Yeah.
You don't.
I know.
It's okay.
But
Things come and go.
I'll bring it back for the winter.
Yeah, elevation.
Yeah. I didn't quite get the distance I wanted, but I should be fine for a par.
So Colleen's taking
Oh
this
my
right
gosh.
gap.
I didn't even mention that gap.
I know. Well, the thing with it is, like you said, there's just so much more forest and low ceiling too. But look at that. She is like circle one edge.
Makes it look like the play.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I know.
Lauren's also going
Okay.
for it.
Tickling the ceiling. Let's see if it crashes through. I did not see that land. Oh, okay, so she's got to navigate. She's got a tricky upshot.
Yeah, she's in the woods now.
Yeah.
But there's that height that we're talking about. It's just it's a little tougher to get through.
Yeah. You're going for the backhand turnover,
I
which
am.
you tickle something,
some
but you
tickle.
get through. And you turn over a bit early, and so you're pinched off right as well.
Yeah, I'm in the woods.
I think this was one of the trickier holes,
Yeah.
but that's a beautiful touch shot.
Thank you. Oh, it's quite
Oh
deep.
wait. Okay, well,
Wait.
it looked great from. You know when you do
Nice
that,
flight,
you
nice
throw an
flight.
upshot and you're like perfect, and then you like, oh,
Oh,
It's
do
like
I
30
do I
feet
ever?
long.
Ooh. Great
that
shot.
was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren actually not having as much of a foresty
Mm-hmm.
jaunt as we initially thought.
So I'm sure I still have to throw like an Annie to get around this.
Oh.
Yeah, tickle the ceiling. Not the best.
Good flight.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a great
look at
birdie.
her. That's a great birdie. I don't think there would have been many birdies on the day on this hole 11. Played .27 over par. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. Are you a part of that? Ooh.
Ooh. That's a bogey.
That's
At
the
least.
over par that we're feeling
Mhm.
here. I'm contributing to that stat. With the over par on this hole, it's tough to get into.
Yeah.
And this was a par 3.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, good scramble by Lauren.
Getting her in there.
Yeah, not looking to bogey this one, but
No.
you know, there's always the next round.
There, hey, round 3. Back to the chase card. Hole 14 with Taylor.
Yeah.
She's humming and hawing. Maybe she's,
Yeah, she's
yeah, I
got a
guess
putt.
just a bit right. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Beep. All right, that
Ooh.
trickles through. Oh. Oh, this hole, yeah, this hole has like a river path.
Yeah, it made you decide off the tee if you wanted to kind of like punch it as far as you could, or do you lay up? But it was quite a wide river.
Yeah. But there was some grabby branches in the ceiling.
Yes. All right, but first, hole 12, par 3, more forest. This is where we checked in on the chase card. It does play quite as a left to right. We're taking the sneaky backhand route right now. What can I say? It's a forest shot. It's low ceiling, very similar with the rest of the course here, where you do want to hit your line, keep it low enough, and then you can squeak in. It's only 233 feet long, so if you're hitting your line and you're getting the power on it, you can trickle into the basket. So I'm sure Colleen is taking the backhand route because she's been doing. Oh, she went the backhand left to right.
The middle backhand route. I'm not sure if she was lining up the right or left side, but I know if you just pump up like a. Okay, we're going the right side. Because I do know if I threw a straight backhand on the left side there, I actually had a pretty good putt. But I'm going with the flexi forehand shot because that's the theme of the tournament for me, and that works out great.
Real great.
I'll have a putt from the circle, I think. And you're going with the left gap too, right?
I think similar to you, I thought to myself, if I can just throw it straight, then you can actually get a look. And I end up.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Yeah, so you tickled something on the right at the end, but that was a great
result.
line. Yeah.
Good result.
Yep.
I mean, Colleen's been on fire, putting from outside circle 1.
That looks good.
Oh
and
my
it is.
gosh.
Cashes
This is so
it
good.
in from circle 2, deep circle
Running
2.
it in. As she should be.
Yeah.
We were flexing all day with Colleen on the card. She was just all over it.
I felt
There it
inspired, and
is.
I had a good flight and good aim that time again.
Good
so
flight, good line.
felt
good
good
pace.
to sort of shake off some of the rust and put some in the basket.
New 9, new you.
Yeah. Can you take? Yep. Beauty. I think that was a nice hole for us.
It was good, yeah. Lauren getting caught up a little early, but she'll have a tap-in par here.
But
Just
that's
as
got to
much
be
to
a
celebrate.
card record.
3 down
down?
on the card?
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Colleen goes to 6 down, which is smoking.
It's
smoking hot.
It's really smoking. Here it is again. C2.
That floaty.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, look
Yeah.
at the celebration. Oh, ha, ha.
Look at this. Dead center.
Yeah.
More sellies.
That was a good putting hole for us. All perfect putts.
That felt good. That felt good. Checking in with our scoreboard. Colleen pulling ahead with that birdie there. 6 down through 12. Taylor not far behind. Jordan as well. So our top 3 staying pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Taylor and Colleen starting to put a bit of space between themselves and the rest of the field.
Yeah. You're coming back though.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
starting
back
feel
to
it?
even. 12 holes in,
Sometimes this is what it takes.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Sometimes it takes time.
Hole 18 at Worlds, down by 1. It's gotta go in.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Big shout out to PDGA Canada for their support in this event.
Yeah. All right, moving on to hole 13. I like this hole. It's a par 4, 458 feet. There is a road that is OB and a pond on the left that is OB and a green on the right that is OB. And the basket's tucked in behind some trees. It kind of comes up close on the pond if you're throwing a big distance shot and tend to fade out early. Yeah, you got to pay attention to the wind, pay attention to your distance, and, you know, keep it simple out there. But it's a nice hole after being in some pretty tight woods for a few holes.
Yeah, definitely one that you want to throw out. I think the road was OB, so you didn't want to be on that road, and I think you did mention that, but I was like...
Just re-mention it.
Just re-mention it, because that's what you don't want to do off the tee.
And it wasn't a path, like a road, it's wide enough of a strip that, like, okay, that is like a 20-foot range right there. So you want to pay attention to whether you're going over or landing short.
Perfect from Colleen.
That was great. Pushed the road perfectly. I tickled something early, but...
Ooh, good fight.
Fought through.
Really good fight.
And yeah, if I remember correctly, the more right you are, the farther the road gets. So yeah, it was good to kind of pull right instead of getting the early fade. And that's perfectly straight.
Perfectly straight out there.
Fighting off some distance.
Gap. Hit.
Yep. I think this was a double mando. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure. Yeah. That makes sense. Oof.
But I can't see the
That's
signs.
looking lovely.
Okay,
And
but
she's... Oh my
I
gosh.
think, yeah, so
Yeah.
safe.
Safe. Pushing it.
So yeah, this is the shot where, yeah, you gotta make sure you're safe from the pond. And you're not... Oh, yeah, so you hit the pond. You don't think about it because it's just like over there on the left side. But, you know, if you're throwing a bigger shot and it hyzers and skips, next thing you know, you're in the pond. Yeah.
Next thing you know.
Yeah. I'm tossing an AVR 3, which is nice and straight and doesn't get too much ground play.
No, that's lovely.
Calling with a hyzer. And parked.
Nice width on that. Some pretty textbook layups here.
Yeah, making it look simple.
Simple. Putting for my 4 here.
Yeah, putting for par. Good commitment.
Good commitment. Good pace. Nice. 2, 3. Birdie.
Yeah, birdie. Birdie for Lauren. That's great.
This felt like a musket.
It did, but then, like, next thing you know, there's a penalty stroke. You know, it's
Next thing you know, you're putting for bogey.
But that was a nice putt.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely a cool hole. Made you think.
Yeah, it was like a simple, but, you know, you got to play your tactic, play your game, and just execute it.
Great 3 from you.
Thank you. There we go.
3 birds.
3
If it weren't
birdies.
for the bogue, it would have tied with our, 3 down card. But I'm bringing that average up a little bit. But really well executed. Like, from the 3 of you, that's how you play this hole. Really well done. Hole 14, par 3, 340 feet. This is that shot with the road river where you're kind of teeing over this little mound in a way that you are kind of considering it like slightly uphill. So getting through the initial gap, either far enough to scoot over the road and into circle, basically, or playing it a bit shorter. Because 340, if you're like throwing 300 feet distance, you're probably landing in that road.
It's a trap.
It's a trap!
I think Colleen's going for it, though.
I think so.
But she hits that mound you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because you wanna throw a low shot. You wanna throw a drive low through the ceiling, under the ceiling. See, I'm even pushing the ceiling there. I think I'm clear.
Yeah, you are.
That was a good shot.
Parked. Really good shot. But yeah, good height, good pace. through the gap. But yeah, I feel like that mound came into play more than you wanted it to.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a nice height.
Gets caught on the left side.
But safe. Yeah, before the road.
Nice hyzer flip and misses this. All right, you're
Safe.
yeah,
Early
safe.
safe.
You got a jump putt, don't you?
I can give it some sauce and maybe
Yeah,
get it
let's see
out
what you
there.
do.
We'll see what I choose to do. I feel like past me and current me may have done different things, so
All right.
we'll see where my head was at.
Little standstill approach.
Nice. Oh yeah.
All right. She's in the circle.
Yeah, those trees were tricky. There's many of them out there. Again, despite it being a golf course, there's lots. Really well
I
done.
love that. Yeah, just that floaty push off she's got going. It's
Smooth
just
all day.
Great pace.
Great line. Nice.
Lauren cashes her par.
Great scramble from these two. Great two.
There we go.
Yeah,
I
hole
felt
14.
good to start scoring.
Yeah, also not offering up too many birdies on the day, playing .13 over par. Seven birdies though. That's pretty good. Wait. Where's that 7? Oh, 7% birdies. Not 7
One.
birdies. 1 birdie.
Me.
You were the birdie.
Let's go.
Well done. Well done.
There's that flight. That looks like an eagle to me. Oh no, that was a leopard. Hole 15, par 3, 354 feet. This one, there's a burn pile on the right and a tree on the left, but you just want to go between them and land right where the basket is, basically. But there's this mound in front that you have to get over. So I found this quite a fun hole. I was throwing just like a gently turning left to right backhand shot. But it is easy to turn it over too much and miss the bowl. So
Miss the bowl.
it was a
hit
fun
the-
hole.
hit
One
the
of my
burn
favorite
pile.
par 3s on the course.
Yeah, because you could really let loose on this one, I feel.
Yeah, I think I'm throwing my flippy eagle.
Whoa.
And I turn it a bit too much, like what I was talking about. And I come around the backside, so I'm gonna be kind of in the brush there and see what I can see.
Mildly obstructed, but
Yeah.
huge distance. Like, that's all of 354
Yeah.
feet.
Colleen. All right, I think she squeaked by the burn pile, and she'll have like an open look at the bucket.
Yeah, good line, a little more height.
Lauren's got her green disc.
We know what she's doing with this.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so fades a bit early,
Coming a
but
little short into that tree. Depending on how deep she is, she may or may not be able to straddle out for the putt. I opt for over the burn pile.
overstable flip.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was my landing zone. Just wanted to be left of the burn pile, right of the tree, kind of in the middle there.
Downhill bid.
Yeah.
I don't think the burn pile was OB or hazard. I think it was just relief.
Just don't go in it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Flippy floppy.
No, it worked.
But
though.
I'm there.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Lauren's up first. So yeah, I remember I was like pretty impressed with my lie, considering how far right I was and how much bushes there were.
Oh
yeah, I got
hey.
like, that's nothing for Canadian wilderness.
That's light.
This is light work. Look at that.
But yeah, great line,
Bullseye.
good pace, bullseye putt.
Bullseye hit.
Ooh, squeaking her in.
Yep.
Just how I planned it out. That's a good par for me.
Yep.
Nice. Good pars. At 354 feet.
Not a ton of birdies on that hole.
No, I think we had one on the day from Julie Mowens getting the
Okay.
2. Well done. Yeah, that's it's a longer one. So if you're getting around the trees or through the gap, there's an opportunity.
It's a tricky one. All right, this one's a big hyzer shot. The basket's tucked behind that tree on the left. Taylor throwing a hyzer. That might skip too far left. Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Beauty.
Good tree, bad tree, we'll never know.
Jordan going straight at her.
Oh, I love this.
Does it stay out of the bushes?
Yeah. Definitely 2 options on this hole. She's got to straddle out.
All right.
That's her typical style, too. Oh, a little right.
Had good height.
She got through quite a bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pleasure playing with
Squeaking
you.
her in for 6 down. So Taylor going into 18 at 6 down for the round. Lots of birdies. Maybe like 1 bogey there.
Yeah.
You're safe. That's fine.
Oh no, that's an eagle on 8. It must be.
Okay.
If my math is mathin'.
Did Jordan miss the Mando?
I think she may have missed the Mando.
Okay. All right. Tapping out for par on 18 for Taylor.
Good par.
Great round. 6 down.
Yeah. That's gonna treat her well for day 2.
Jordan took a bogey but stays at 1 down for the round. Feels good to shoot under par on this course.
Really does. So heading into kind of the latter half of the back 9, Colleen and Taylor still pretty much neck and neck with good distance between Lauren, Sofia, and Jordan. All at...
And Allison.
Yep.
Under par. Still a pretty tight field, but yeah, definitely our 2 leaders taking a bit of a gap on the field and shooting a good score.
Yeah, I'd say big distance and good putts from those 2 is likely what's treating them well on this course.
Totally.
Hole 16, par 3, 285 feet. So we're back to having a little par 3 with a gap. This one was neat because you are shooting over this ball golf green in the middle here. So going through the gap, lowish ceiling, needing to keep it high enough to clear the green, low enough to not hit the shrubbery.
And this hole did play slightly uphill as well because I remember sort of wanting to throw a sidearm for the shape. But it was kind of, I was always checking up a bit short or short right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see, I can't remember. I remember having some good backhand shots, but being less consistent through the gap. So it's sort of a trade-off. Birdie or avoid penalties.
Yeah,
or
and you're
scrambles.
really good with hitting the gap with this today. And you get it the
And I got a
great height.
good little, actually that's, yeah.
Pin high, baby.
I underestimated my sidearm.
Your in-progress sidearm from
Yeah.
from Nationals.
It's always in progress. Oh, okay, does it get across?
Oh my
gosh. All right, okay, that was fun.
That's like, hey, if you're gonna do low, give it some butter because that got across nice and clean,
Someone buttered those greens.
really well.
Lauren Butler's drive looking great. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Give it a little run.
Yeah, that's close. That was close.
That would have been sweet. And yours is a little low, but can it get the butter skip? And it does. You know what? I didn't know this was the play on this hole.
They really greased those up. I don't know. I don't know if that's yeah.
No, I think
That's
if
the
you're,
heart stopper play.
if you're gonna put greens into play, they better be greasy like that. Colleen giving it a good bid. Ooh,
A little right
Look
for her
close.
birdie.
yeah.
When you're playing with fire on that green, though, it kind of feels good to be like, okay, I'm putting
Yeah.
for 2 if I get my par.
Right?
That's sweet.
Totally. Oh my gosh, that had some good height, but not quite enough. And I'm looking at my birdie putt here from my smashed sidearm.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that was a
Oh,
bit
okay.
floppy. Bad flight, bad aim.
That's
some work to
your
do.
only one. That's the only one so
Yeah.
far that we're like, ooh.
Yeah. That looks great.
Yes.
She converts to the birdie.
Yep. Ace run to birdie. Best case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all kind of coming in for par here.
Yeah.
I like this hole. It was challenging, but it was fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Between buttered greens and ace runs.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm taking off.
You're
I used it out of there. I think there's a washroom over there on the left.
not running away from the putt.
Well, let's check out this flight again. So she gets good turn on it, and it starts to come out. Hits that gap into the green great, and oh, it looks like it trickled on. If it hadn't trickled on those branches, you know,
That
could have been in there.
That was it.
That was a cool flight.
Yeah, using like all of her ceiling. That was fantastic.
Hole 17, one of my favorite holes too. It's a par 3, 337 feet. It's placed slightly downhill. It's kind of a stock hyzer shot. I'm throwing probably an eagle or a firebird and just sort of hanging out right, letting it skip to the green. Yeah.
Slightly
The miss, you
downhill.
don't want to miss early left basically. So if you throw it too far right, not a problem.
Yeah, the downhill plays nice for that hyzer because you're just kind of pushing it out there, letting it fall in.
Yeah.
A fun hole. Even for me at the time, you know, wasn't necessarily thinking 330, but it was like, yeah, if I get this right,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
gonna float down
100%.
there.
Oh yeah.
Lauren on the box after her ace run birdie.
I know. I don't know if we've seen this disc yet, but it's like some halo.
Ooh,
Put some turn on it.
she's so
and-
good at that shot.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? If that's better than skipping into the bushes.
I think so.
We'll see where she's at.
Yeah, based on like Taylor's shot from the chase card check-in, hitting the tree is not too bad because you're kind of like at or in circle at that
Yeah.
point.
I'm throwing a lazy hyzer with my eagle.
Sleepy
A
hyzer.
little bit long, but honestly, that's exactly what I was trying to do. A little bit of tournament juice.
Back nine Sofia tournament juice. It's on. Yeah, Colleen, look at that scorecard. So clean on the day.
Yeah.
She's pushing this out there too. Nice low line. I can get some nice skip.
Yep. Made it to those two trees. She'll have a putt.
Me next on the box. Sheesh.
Gabby Nup on the box.
Hey.
What are you throwing?
That is an insanity. Neutron insanity. Flipping her up.
That's what I would have guessed.
Ooh.
And, okay, the grass is kind of grabby there.
Very
I could have
grabby.
seen a scenario where that skips right to the basket, but
Yeah.
you have a putt.
Yeah. Kind of an understable disc. Not expecting too much skip. Colleen, nice in the open here.
Can it? Oh, man.
Ooh.
Just a little left, but that had all the right pace and height.
Yeah, maybe like her only kind of miss from that distance in the day. She's been on it.
Yeah.
Lauren also giving it a bid from the trees.
Yeah, the tree spot didn't work out, I guess.
Yeah, maybe it's not the play.
All right, circle 2. Cashes it.
Woo!
All right, Gabby. Nice birdie.
Running it in.
That's pretty nice. Felt good?
Yeah,
oh,
that
yeah.
felt good.
Look at that. Easy 340.
Easy
Foot birdie.
340. My goodness.
Yeah.
Your turn. What were you putting with here?
I think that's my Yeti AVR. Nice flight. Nice aim.
Nice line, good pace.
Yeah.
All in.
Always feels good when they go to the middle.
Yeah. Shoot!
It's always like you wish you could have those back right
I
away.
know, I
when that
know.
happens.
Just right out of the hand. She was like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
Good sport about it, though. Sometimes putting, just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And in for par.
All right, look at us picking up the birdie here. Heading
not
into
mad about
18,
it.
we took the box.
Hey!
Look at us.
Onto the box for, oh, we're not there yet. We get to watch this one more time.
Oh, look at that. Nice arc.
Oh, yay.
Beauty.
I remember walking away from this round being like, you know what? It didn't all work out, but I made some pretty cool putts.
Look at that run. Graceful stride.
Ooh. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, hole 18, par 5, last hole of the day, 682 feet. Mando left on this tree here. So if you're gonna push a turnover around this corner, you wanna make sure you go to the left of that tree there to Otherwise, drop zone. Heading into the green, which is very close to this pond.
So much fun.
So much fun. A little bit of fear. But yeah, depending on what your landing zone is, quite often or quite frequently, people will push out to the right so you can have a straighter look into this green for your birdie 4. But yeah, it's no gimme. Last hole of the day, you're still forced to think, you're still forced to execute. It is a good finishing hole.
Yeah, it's one of those where you can kind of get greedy and try and go for the eagle, but the greedier you get, the closer you're pushing the danger. There's lots of space to avoid the danger and play it safe. But
It's just so tempting.
it is. Giving those fist pumps.
Jesus. We had a good day. It was
Yeah.
a really good card,
It
good
was.
vibes. It was a great way to start the tournament.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get around the mando tree with a sidearm. I kind of turned it over. I don't even know. Oh, okay.
Hey.
Carried out at the drop zone.
Really good result.
Not
maybe-
as far up as I want it to be to attack the green, but it'll play.
It'll play. It'll play. You could even do that shot again as your
True.
up shot. Oh, I'm following you.
Little low, little left.
Squirted it out left. That's
You might have
not.
an angle.
Yeah, I might have an angle, but I want distance on this hole.
Yeah, especially you can just pump one straight like Colleen's doing here.
That's the play.
Don't worry about getting too far right. Honestly,
Holy.
carrying forward will give you a nice hyzer on your second shot.
Yeah,
So
that's
well
pretty
played.
textbook. Yeah. That's the flexi disc.
Is that a halo turn maybe?
I think I did see a 4-letter.
That looks
Yeah.
great. Yeah. So getting to the right, getting good distance, that's a great position.
What am I looking at here? That's my insanity. I'm looking to turn things out.
All right.
Stay away from the
I
pond on
want
the
to
left.
see this. Look at that. That was a great shot.
Man, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
happy
you
with
have
that.
an open, scary approach.
Scary
Wide
backhand.
open, super scary.
Sheesh.
This is not
You're
great. You know, I did
pinched.
not plan for this, but oh, okay.
Oh,
I had a mini
okay,
to the left,
good.
but that shot is not what I wanted either.
Little
But-
timid of the water there,
Yeah,
but maybe a little less scary of an approach, being a
Yeah.
little more right.
perhaps.
Maybe.
All right.
Love that.
Not messing with the water,
Nope.
but I think she'll have a she's got a putt.
Ooh. For eagle.
That's
Wait.
what I was hoping to land.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Colleen really showing us exactly how you want to play the hole.
This one takes off a little right though. Still safe. That's what I mean.
Huge
Is lots of
distance.
space to be very safe, but
Yeah. See, I refused to backhand this because I was so scared of it going left. So I'm going for this like super touchy forehand flex. I burn it a
little
little
timid.
early. Yeah.
see, for me that would be the scarier shot at this.
And disc golf is so different for everyone.
Yeah. I got a jump putt. Looks like I'm lining it up at least. I think I just don't want to throw.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Oh, I do throw.
you do
Okay.
throw.
Look at that. A Toro.
Oh, fearless.
All right. Yeah, see,
Not, no fear at all.
I was definitely not scared.
No.
Not even a bit. Perfect.
Neither was
Look at these
Lauren.
up shots.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
You got,
I'm
this
lining
is
it
your, This
up.
is your birdie putt. There you go.
Content
Mm-hmm.
with the par. Yeah, it was a cool hole. Like even being early, there was like still an opportunity for birdie. Didn't convert.
Oh my gosh. That would have been a sweet eagle.
I know.
You know what? Like 10 years.
That
What a
was stress-free
solid
bird.
round. What a solid round for
And I had to,
Colleen.
like,
Really
walk
good.
it. And she's like, go for it. And then my coach is like, get back. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
she'll be in for
so I
an
had to, like,
8-down
learn
round
how to, like,
once this is in. You're tapping in for your putting for birdie too.
I am. Look at that reflection.
It was a calm day.
It was.
Yeah.
It must have been.
It must have been. I mean, I took off my raincoat.
Yep. All right. In for the birdie.
Amazing. Well done.
managed a 4 down after a really slow front 12, to be honest. Not even.
I don't know. I think on 9 you started it, or
Okay.
10.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I remember like being with you on that day, and you're like, yeah, it was just a slow start. But then you really picked it up.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah,
good
I
opportunity.
mean, yeah, the course is designed for FPO, which means, yeah, you got to be scoring. Scoring on these holes, they're designed for us to be scoring. So
Totally. And birdie,
birdie, yeah,
par,
yes,
waffle par.
There you go.
3 down on the card. Not quite. Oh, that ties the record for the day. 3 down on the card. And yeah, that's round 1. So round 1 Lacarya. Next round, we're going to be heading to the ski hill, the Clearwater ski hill, a completely different course.
Beautiful course.
Yeah. And look at this. 8 down for Colleen. Taylor's 6 down. Sofia, your 4 down was enough to get you into 3rd position.
On to lead card.
Yeah.
Along with Lauren Butler at 3 down, and then we've got a little pack at 1 down and 1 up. But yeah, pretty tight field. I think there'll be lots of movement throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
As we head to different styles of courses.
Definitely. Yeah, the ski hill is definitely going to test different shots. But another shot at this course at the end of the weekend. Exciting golf to come.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe, and join us for the next 2 rounds.
Yeah. We'll see you in a bit.
More dancing. More dancing. Not quite enough.